Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Was Betrayed by Girls and Got Shadow Infinite Powers movie. Before we start, please go support Crave0 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Issei Infintus Cap won the aura of loneliness. It all started after Issei faced the Issei and managed to defeat him 5 months later. Everything was peace and harmony, but not for our favorite brown-haired boy. Issei. 3 weeks, 3 bucking weeks since that damn Riaz and her clan left me stranded, or at least that's how much time passed here. They changed me for simple humans who didn't do even half of everything I did for them, but let me tell you everything that happened. 3 weeks before. We see a brown-haired boy sleeping happily since lately he stopped being a pervert thanks to the fact that he was mentally trained with Drake to make his mistress and future wife proud since they were only 2 months away from getting married. He was surprised to see that the girls were not with him as they always did, but it was to be expected since lately, since Riaz and Akeno entered university, they have not had quality time with Issei. Kaneko, Zenobia and Asia also did not have time with him for a strange reason that he did not know, and Rosswise, since she is now a teacher, she cannot be with her love. Greg. Dude, hurry up, you'll be late for class, look, it's 7:54. Issei. Shit Drake, why the buck did you not wake me up? Greg. I fell asleep too. Issei formed an anime type drop. Greg, okay, let's not argue so early, we have to get to the academy quickly. Issei. You're right, well I better hurry up otherwise but you will scold me. Greg would give him some bows to bathe, dress and eat as quickly as possible. Everything would go normally. Issei arrives at class, but he fell asleep and had a very strange dream. Issei wake up, Issei wake up, Issei wake up now. Issei. Ah, who woke me up, Buck? Ah, it was you, Kiba. Kiba. What's wrong with you? It seems like you saw a ghost, haha. Issei. Well, why do you wake me up? Kiba boo, well I have to tell you something, Buck. Issei. What's going on? Is it about Riaz and the others? Kiba. Yes Issei, they are deceiving you. Issei. What, come on Kiba, that was a good joke, I didn't even believe it, you've become very good, you've even surpassed me. Kiba. It's not a joke. If you don't believe me, go to the park after school and you'll see that I'm not lying to you. Issei. It's okay, but if it's a joke I'll make you scream like a girl. Kiba. He is fine. Note. Here Kiba and Issei became very close to the point of calling each other brothers. Issei would be like the older brother and Kiba the younger by power, of course. Well, let's continue. Time skip 2 hours. Issei. I finally got out of that prison, well I better see what Kiba told me. Issei left the place as quickly as possible since he thought they were going to throw him a party or something, but that wasn't the case. Issei. I finally arrived, but what did Kiba want to tell me, that they are tricking me? I better hide in the bushes. Issei waited 10 minutes chatting with Drake. Issei. Damn that bastard Kiba, I'll make him scream like a girl now. He couldn't finish because he felt some very familiar presences. Issei. But you. This one looked at the fountain seeing Riaz and the others along with other kids except Rosswise. Riaz. Oh Chris, let's go, not here. She said this while being kissed by a boy with light pink hair and blue eyes and a plaid shirt tied around his waist. Akeno ara luck, you are a daring one. She was being kissed by a young blonde with blue eyes. Kaneko. Come on Francis, it will be fun. The happy Kaneko said it sitting on the legs of a chestnut tree with glasses and sky blue eyes. Asia. I love you Santiago. Asia was kissing the boy who looked a bit like Francis, only the young man didn't have glasses and his eyes were pink. Zenobia. If I say yes, I want to go to your house tonight. This was said by a Zenobia kissing a young orange-haired man with hazel eyes. Issei, who was in shock, couldn't believe that all those women who swore eternal love to him were kissing with a lot of love with those young men. Drake. Comrade Mebik. He couldn't finish just when Issei ran out of the place and didn't listen to Drake. 3 hours later. You see Issei tired from having run for 3 hours, now he was on a small hill where the whole city could be seen and he was crying. Issei. Why did they abandon me? I who gave my life, I who sacrificed my arm, I who risked my life more than once, and this is how they pay me back. Greg. Comrade, calm down, don't think about it. Issei. How do you want Sniff? How do you want me not to think about that, Drake? They played with me, and my feelings. Sniff, was I just a weapon for them? A soldier who sacrifices himself in battle while they were rolling around with others. Then Issei began to draw out dark energy from his body. In it, sadness and loneliness could be felt. Greg. What is this power? At that moment a magic circle appeared at his chestnut's feet and he was trapped by a kind of small barrier in which dark energy could be seen inside. Riaz and the others made the mistake of summoning a creature that can destroy the factions if it wants. Issei Infintus Chap 2. Wandering around the world. In the previous chapter, Issei Haidu was abandoned by the girls who claimed to love him, but they would bring an invincible being that could defeat Mao. 1 week later. Surzich had learned that the girls had abandoned Issei thanks to Kiba. Gremory territory. We see Arias with her clan in front of Surzich, Lord Gremory and Lady Gremory. Note. I don't remember their names, only Venelana's, so for Lord Gremory, I'll call him Lord G. Surzich. You laugh at the right granted to me as the king of the underworld, I strip you of being the heir of the clan, you do not deserve it. Arias. But Oni-san I can explain Arias didn't finish when she was slapped by Lord G. Lord G. Do an apostrophe T you dare say a word do you think we wanted to say for his power or for being the Sekirite? Well no. Then Alana. We wanted him because he proved to be someone worthy of having at your side, since he gave his own life to him without caring what would happen to him to protect all of you, and this is how you repay him. By filling him up with other boys behind his back. Kiba. I actually told Issei that they were cheating on him. Everyone except Surzich what? Kiba. Yes, I told you that you would be in the park with those young people, but there is something that surprises me. Surzich. And what is Kiba-san? Kiba. I haven't seen Issei in 1 week. At what Kiba said, everyone was even more impressed if Kiba was now the only person closest to the brown-haired boy and he didn't know where he was then who could know him. Rias. Wait, now I remember the evil pieces, if I teleport to him, I could ask for forgiveness and everything would be fine. She said it still with hope that they will forgive her and the others. Surzich. Okay, but not now, do it tomorrow, okay, but if he doesn't forgive you, don't hurt him more than what is already understood. All. Hi. Lord G. But we'll stay with Kiba it's your punishment for abandoning Issei. Laughs. I'm with Dad. Then Alana. Without buts, now go. The next morning. In the occult club, a Surzich with Griefia and Kiba is seen in front of a certain pair of women. Rosswise. What did you do? Kiba. What Rosswise and heard. Riaz and the others were dating other boys behind Issei's back of her. Rosswise was so angry that she almost hit Riaz, but Kiba stopped her. Kiba. Rosswise and is not necessary yet okay. Rosswise agreed with a look of hatred. Riaz. Okay, let's go. He said this as he made a magic circle that teleported everyone to where Issei was supposedly located. What they didn't know was that Issei was in a very far place after being freed from that spell. 2 days before. Issei was still in that strange barrier, but suddenly there was a purple flash of light that made the circle and the barrier disappear. Issei buck now I only have one proposibic to show them that the former Issei Hideout Baka dead. He looked like a completely different Issei, now his hair was longer and changed color. It was almost all black, except that it had some yellow parts and had some kind of purple lines around it. What was most noticeable were his eyes. Those eyes that would make even the bravest tremble. Then I started walking to a place. The present. An Issei is seen walking still unfazed by the fact that he has been walking for 2 days. Issei. I'm already completely far from Kuo that's better for when they find the evil pieces I won't be here anymore. Then he let out an evil laugh and continued walking. Hours later, Riaz is seen with her clan, Surzich with Graphica and Kiba looking for Issei, until Zenobia found something she didn't want to believe. Zenobia. You've got to see this. Riaz went to where her knight Ella was, and when she saw what Zenobia was saying to her, she started crying and saying. Is my Issei why? When they heard Zenobia and Riaz crying, they went to where they were and saw something that surprised them they were Issei's evil pieces which didn't have blood or anything on them. Surzich. How is that possible? Riaz, you didn't do anything to him, right? If so, I swear I'll give you a worse punishment. Riaz and no I would never do something like that it's surely an illusion. Yes it must be. Grafia. It's not, I don't feel any magic in them, it's like all their power has been absorbed. Then everyone went to the underworld except one person Kiba. He asked Surzich if he could look for Issei and he didn't refuse. Kiba began to search for Issei all over Japan, but what he didn't expect was that while he was resting, he met his best friend, or what's left of him. Kiba. I can't believe that Issei is nowhere in all of Japan I've already looked everywhere but nothing. He could not finish speaking when he felt a strange aura in which loneliness and sadness were felt and when he felt a certain power, he was on guard. Kiba. Who is there? He was trembling from the immense power that was felt and saw that in the middle of the trees, where it looked like a path with the shadow of the trees there was a person walking and when he saw Kiba, he recognized him immediately. Issei. To Kiba. Kiba. That voice Bucky heard it. Issei. Why are you here? You're too far from Kuo. Kiba was still in shock seeing his friend like that and feeling his immense power. Kiba I say what happened to you? Issei. What happened to me is that you were right the damn things deceived me all this time, but I already got my revenge. Kiba. What do you mean you already got your revenge? Issei. Kill their boyfriends. Kiba. What? Issei. Now excuse me, I have to find a place where no one bothers me. He continued walking and passed by the blonde who was still in shock, and what Issei told him impressed him even more. Issei. Tell Surzich that the old Haidu Issei is dead. And he continued walking. Kiba came out of shock completely, and he went quickly with Surzich to inform him about what had just happened. One day later. Surzich. So Issei told you that? Kiba. Yes, although what he said scared me a little. Surzich. And what was that? Kiba. That the old Haidu Issei has died, apart from the fact that an enormous sadness and loneliness was felt in his aura. Surzich couldn't believe what Kiba told him, and he told it to his parents. Lord Ge. How is it possible that Issei possesses such power? Kiba. That's right, and his appearance was not at all pleasant. I'm just thankful that he's still alive. Then Alana. But what were you doing so far from Kuho? Kiba. He said he was looking for a place where no one would bother him. Lord Ge. Well, let this stay between us, Riaz and the others should not know. Everyone in the room? Yes. Well, that's all for chapter 2. Sorry if it's not that long or entertaining, it's just that I ran out of ideas for chapter 2, but don't worry, in part 3 I'll make it a bit longer, okay, bye. To preview. Rosswise. And are you Issei? Issei Infintus chapter 3 The love of my life. Issei was walking towards a town at night. He saw how beautiful the sky was, as if it was the first time he had seen it in centuries. He was walking until he saw blood on the ground, as if someone had a mortal wound. He followed her out of curiosity. When he arrived, he saw a very injured girl with several marks of blows and cuts. Issei. What happened to him? I will die here alone without having had a boyfriend. It was to be expected. Who would truly love me? Because I am a cat girl they treat me like this. It would be like a Nekomata, only that she circa n apostrophe t hide her tailor ears and she circa n apostrophe t turn into one. She it's like a cat with a human body. Well, let's continue. She couldn't continue when she heard footsteps and saw a person who scared her when she saw his eyes. She, terrified, asked him who he was with her little strength. Wah, who are you? What are you going to do to me? Are you going to kill me? Issei. If you keep trying like this, you'll be the one who kills yourself. Why are you like this? The demons attacked me by surprise and left me here wounded. She couldn't finish because she spat out a lot of blood. Issei, seeing her, was worried because she reminded him of her first girlfriend, and then he helped her. What are you doing? Issei. It's not obvious that you're saving your life. Tell me where you live. I live in the house on the mountain on the outskirts of the town. Issei continued to walk with the girl who couldn't stand it and fainted. 5 minutes later. The girl with many advantages in her body is seen lying on a bed. Where am I? Am I at home? She was alerted by this and tried to get up, but when she did, she was surprised to have those bandages, but what impressed her most was that when she got up she didn't feel any pain. It was as if by magic she was back to how she was before. What happened? If that wasn't a dream, then where is that guy? Issei. Were you looking for me? Hi. Issei. Ugh, you almost made me deaf. Well, I'm sorry, could I know who you are? Issei. I'm Haidu Issei the sec. Forget it. And are you Haidu Issei the current security and pawn of Ria's Gremory? Issei. I prefer that you don't mention that about Ria's Gremory's pawn. I'm sorry. Issei. And who are you? Aika. My name is Aika Phalis, but you can call me Aika. Issei. Okay, time. Note. Here Issei left the aura of loneliness since when he saw the girl and remembered what she was like. She returned to normal when he left her in her bed. He thought and believed that when he remembered what she was like before, she returned to normal in that way, or when she stopped thinking about what they did to her. This is more or less what Issei would look like. Issei. What happened to you? Aika. Some demons attacked me. Issei. May I know why? Aika. It's just that I'm a powerful sorceress, and that's why they wanted me, but I tried to defend myself and I failed. Issei. I understand. Aika. Wait, but you didn't look like that when you met me. Issei. Let me explain everything. So Issei proceeded to tell him everything from when he met Yuma to the lies of Riaz and his clan, as well as how he became like this and got here. Aika. So you've been wandering for 6 whole months without food and water? Issei. Yes, why? Aika. Well, you saved me, so I have to return the favor. Wait here. He said this as he left the room. 5 minutes passed since the brown-haired boy was still thinking about the reason for his strange transformation of him, but took something out of his thoughts of him. It was Aika with a bowl of rice. Aika P. Sorry for taking so long. Issei. There is no need for you to apologize, in fact, this was not even necessary. Aika. I can't leave you like this without eating. Issei, with no way to escape, accepted the plate full of food. He tasted it and something came to his mind, and he shouted it. Issei. How rich. Imagine the scene of Bills trying the takoyashi or whatever they are called. Aika. Gee, thanks, I did it. Issei would continue eating, but he saw Aika and offered her a little. Issei. Do you want? Aika. Huh. Oh no thanks, I'll eat already. He couldn't finish because his stomach, like the traitor that it is, roared with hunger. Aika. God swallow me earth. Greg. I woke up, what happened? Issei. Me, I don't think so until you wake up, mutated lizard. Greg. Shut your mouth, I see you've returned to normal, may I know how? Issei. I don't even know, but oh well. Aika. Be good. She continued to eat a little, but she saw Issei smile, which made her turn very red. Issei. You look cute when you eat. He. Greg. I fell asleep for a while and you already have a girlfriend. Issei. She's not my girlfriend, she's a friend. I think. Thank you, Isan. And all afternoon they talked to get to know each other better, and on more than one occasion Aika blushed like a tomato and they noticed that it was already night. Issei. We spent a lot of time talking. He. Aika. Yeah, well, I slept. She thought of something. Where would Issei sleep? Aika. Where will you sleep? Issei. I think I'll sleep on the floor. Aika. No, she can't sleep on the floor. Issei. And where do you want me to sleep? With you? Aika couldn't help but blush too much. Aika. Well, there is a sofa in the living room, you can sleep there if you want. Issei. Thanks, Aika-san. Issei left the room, leaving Aika completely red as a tomato and wondering why she was acting like that. Aika. Why did I act like that in front of him? What is this I feel in my chest? Is it love or happiness? Aika was happy to feel this way since she always felt sadness and pain for always being alone, but now she felt something else. Issei. Dreg, what is this? Is love? Greg. Did you forget what it feels like? Oh, I'm sorry mate, but it's love that you feel. Greg materialized on Issei's arm. Issei. Oh yes. The brown-haired boy lay back on the couch and the gauntlet disappeared. Issei. Good night, Dreg. Greg. Good night, Issei. They both fell asleep at the same time from exhaustion. Meanwhile, in another place we see a white-haired girl sleeping with enormous sadness. It was Rosswise who was sad for Issei. In the mind of Rosswise. I was Rosswise in a completely dark space as I walked forward. Rosswise? Where am I? She continued walking while thinking about where she was, but she couldn't continue when she saw a certain brown Rosswise eye. Issei. She ran towards him as fast as she could, but she saw something that terrified her. Issei immediately changed shape. His appearance was strange as he had a jacket, a sword and rays coming out of his back like wings, and he held his face with his hand, but one of his eyes was visible. Rosswise? Is this you? Issei. Yeah ha 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 ha. He was laughing like a maniac while in front of him he saw a man with several wounds and on the verge of death. Huh. It was the only thing the stranger said before being killed by Issei. Rosswise ran out of fear, but Issei was in front of her with a kind of sphere of dark power in her hand, throwing it towards Rosswise. She received it fully and then woke up. Rosswise? But what happened? She examined her entire body and sighed with relief. Rosswise. It was just a dream, but why would I have a dream like that? I've never seen Issei do something as evil as that. She went back to sleep and didn't have that dream again. The next day. An Issei is seen sleeping on the couch and an Aika looking at him. Aika. He looks so cute when he sleeps. Issei asleep. Aika, you're going to leave me dry. Aika blushed too much. Aika. Issei is having an erotic dream about me. Issei suddenly woke up and saw Aika. She blushed a lot and Dreg was laughing since he woke up a while ago and saw everything. Issei. Aika-san. Aika. Issei, you are a pervert. She was redder than a certain snob's hair. Issei. I can explain. He couldn't finish because he received a spell from Aika that left him unconscious. Aika. Issei-sen, I'm so sorry. 1 hour later. The brown-haired boy is seen waking up and seeing that he was using Aika's legs as a pillow. Issei. Aika, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. He said this asking for mercy. Aika. And it's not necessary, although why did you dream about me? She said it with a lot of cat curiosity. Issei. Well, it turns out that to generate you, well, I had to take off some of your clothes, but I did not leave you naked, I only left you with your underwear, that's all. Aika blushed more and more. Aika. It's okay if you didn't see me naked, I'm fine. Well, that's all. If you like it, put it in the comments, and if you like the fic, just give it a like. By the way, Issei's transformations, that will be 3, will have 3 faces, and in Rosswise's dream, it was like a premonition. Well, bye. A sneak peek. Aika. Issei. The Amo. Issei Infintus Chapter 4. The Aura of Anger. 5 days later. The pensive Issei was seen as he thought about confessing his attraction to Aika, but he was not the only one. There was an equally pensive Aika in his room. Aika. Should I confess my attraction to Issei? What if he rejects me? Wouldn't he talk to me again? Would he leave? But I can't hold back my attraction for long. Issei. Drake, tell me. Do you think Aika would accept me? Drake was formed in the gauntlet. Drake. Of course I would accept you, I say why not? You are a kind and friendly person. Issei. He thanks partner, I better do it, give me your blessing Michael, and Drake, give me courage. Drake. Issei tonight you stop being a virgin. Issei tonight I have something to do with it. Issei. Shut up. Then the gauntlet disappeared and he went to Aika's room. Issei. Time. Issei. Issei. I have to tell you something. Both were surprised. Issei. You first. They both laughed. Issei. Well, how about we say it at the same time? Okay. Issei. The shoot. They were both shocked and blushed. Issei. Do you like? Issei. Time mine. Issei approached her and kissed her, then Aika blushed too much but continued the kiss, but they had to separate due to exhaustion of air. Issei. Time. Lol. Issei. Aika. I love you so much. And then they both started their lives as boyfriend and girlfriend. 1 week later. You see two brown-haired girls except one had purple traces in her hair, but suddenly there was an explosion in the town. Issei. What was that? Aika. Came from the village, let's go fast Issei. Issei. Yes. They both ran at an incredible speed. In the village. Issei. What's going on? Night. A demon is attacking us. Issei. A demon? Aika was scared because when Issei heard the word demon, it made him angry because it reminded him of his past and what they did to her. Aika. Issei. Issei. Aika helped the villagers take shelter. It's time. Issei. Where is the demon? Night. Follow me, Mr. Issei. Issei made friends with many in the village and also with the knights. Well, let's continue. Issei and the knight arrived at a square that now looked like a battlefield, seeing several wounded knights. Issei. What do you stupid demon want? Demon. Hello, let me introduce myself, I am. He couldn't finish when he was hit in the face by Issei. Issei. I don't give a shit who you are, but if you hurt these people I'll hurt you 10 times more. Demon. It seems that someone wants to die today. He said it, creating a sphere of wind. Ranai. My name is Ranai, the strongest demon and possessor of the power of the wind. Issei went to attack him, but it was no use as he was hit by that sphere, taking away his air from him. Issei. What the hell? Ranai. I am a supreme class devil, and I am looking for Aika Phalis to steal her power. Issei. I won't let you. Issei attacked him once again, but it didn't work at all, he beat him up with kicks and wind blows. Gentlemen. I said. He tried to confront the demon, but he was mortally wounded by a sphere of wind. Issei. Rock knew. Issei became the best friend of the knight, identified as Rock. Rock, and no matter how strong your enemy is, you will always find a way to defeat them, protect everyone in this beautiful town, and save the world from their evils. He fainted exhausted, then Issei, enraged by what the demon did, released a terrifying power that the factions felt. Surzich. What the hell, where is that power from? Azazel. I feel anger and despair in that terrifying power. Michael. I feel a lot of anger and fury in this power, where does it come from? Issei. Issei let out a scream that sounded like a beast and was surrounded by a sphere of power surrounded by red and black lines. When the sphere disappeared, a completely different Issei was seen. He had disheveled and longer hair. Most of it was crimson red, but there were gray and white parts. His eyes were completely black and his pupils were green. He had some marks on his cheeks and on his legs, also surrounded by a red aura. Ranai. What the hell? He couldn't finish it when he was hit by Issei and flew toward some rubble. Ranai. That power is immense. Issei attacked Ranai again, who tried to defend himself with a wall of wind, but it was of no use. Issei went through it and continued to hit him until he was on the verge of death. Ranai. What are you? Issei yells out, Ropolitis, I'm your worst nightmare. Then Issei killed him and threw his corpse into some very distant mountains. He returned to normal exhausted, and Aika had arrived at the place as quickly as she could, and the first thing she did when she saw the two injured young men was to take them to the infirmary. Issei Infintus Cap 5. The legendary sword and an unfriendly encounter. House of Aika Phalis and Haidu. Aika. I wonder why Issei hasn't woken up and what happened there. I slept for like 3 days after that fight, but what really happened? Issei's mind. He was walking in a kind of hallway and around him in the black space were the memories he lived with the girls and everything else. Issei continued walking until he saw something that impressed him, a door which he went through without hesitation and saw 2 people, and he couldn't believe it, they were him in his transformations. The first was a young man with red and white hair with grey parts. He had a sword in the hilt that was on his back and a red ring with marks on his face and body. Ira. You finally arrived, brat. Loneliness. Calm down, anger, remember what happens when you get angry. Ira. It's okay to be alone. He said this while looking at a boy who was standing with his back turned, covering his face with one hand. This one looked almost the same, but with the difference that this one had 2 rays coming out of its back and a strange jacket apart that had more rings than the other one. There were 4. Issei. Where am I? Anger. Deep in your mind. Solitude. We brought you here to tell you something. Issei. Friend. And what is it? Ira. You should not be alone. Issei. What? Anger. If you see your body is not well mentally trained to use that face. Solitude. Apart from the fact that I am in phase 2, it means that I will soon be in phase 3. Issei. What's the problem then? Anger. You must at least have the 3 auras and you only have anger and loneliness. Issei. And what is the other aura and why do I need it? Solitude. Your soul will die for using only these 2 powers, not to mention that you already brought me to phase 2. Issei. And how do I get the 3rd aura? Ira. We can't tell you. Solitude. But we will tell you that you must. Issei. What the hell? Ira. You must. He couldn't hear them anymore until he woke up a little agitated looking where he was, and it was Ika's house. Issei. Off it was just a dream, but what did he mean by the 3rd aura? Well, it doesn't matter, I better get up. Issei continued to walk to the kitchen looking at a beautiful girl distracted, and like every gentleman he hugged her from behind and kissed her neck. Ika. Kaya. Issei. How is my beautiful cat? Ika. Well, how are you, love? Ika was too nervous as she felt her boyfriend's crotch near her butt, which made her redder than a tomato. Issei. We could, I don't know, leave that and go to bed, don't you think so, my kitty? Ika. Naughty Issei, you will have to wait until we get married, that is the tradition of my race, and you know it. Issei. At least let me see her naked PLZ. Ika. I'm sorry but I couldn't make my perverted little dragon toughen it. Issei. Okay. Greg. Hey Issei, I have to tell you something. Issei. What is Dreg? Greg. Dragon mating season is today. Issei. Weddy. Greg. And it will end in 3 weeks. Issei. Damn, how did I forget that? Ika. Issei, are you okay? You didn't say anything. Issei. Ah yes, I was just thinking about something. Well, in another place. Crosswise. Mr. Mark, are you sure we should go? I heard that a supreme class demon died there. Bluzo. There is nothing to worry about, that demon was the least strong but not so weak, although I don't understand how he died, but okay, let's go. Crosswise. Yes. Back with Issei. He walked and was greeted by all the people, children and gentlemen. He walked to a mountain looking at the blue sky. Issei. I never thought I would have this peace of mind. Greg. It's a bit boring, but it's nice to be calm without worries. Issei. Yes, I thought that. He couldn't finish when a sword went straight towards him, catching it with his hand, and he was impressed. Issei. What is this? Dragon. I don't know. Issei heard footsteps near him, and it was a beautiful girl with red hair and a pink streak, not to mention some kind of scar on her face and chest that couldn't be seen much because of her clothes. Issei, where did you get that sword? Issei. Elise. This sword came to me, but I don't know where from. Elise. Heavens, try to wield it. Issei. Okay. Issei tried to wield it, but it was a bit difficult, but with some difficulty he slowly pulled out the hilt, and when he pulled it out his eyes changed color, now they were a stronger honey color, and in the center of it now only dark honey color could be seen. Elise. That is the sword of feelings, that sword will react to the feelings you have and will grow with you. Issei managed to better appreciate the sword. This one had a very strange handle, and the sword was somewhat small in width, but was somewhat long. Issei. So about feelings, huh? Elise. If that's true, that only means Araldo woke up. Issei. Go. Elise. Yes, that's right. Meanwhile as Rosswise. They were arriving at the town and asked for a girl who was none other than Ika and Elise. One of the villagers told them that Elise was on a hill and Ika was in a house far from the village. They went first for Elise, who was closer. But Issei. Elise finished explaining how to use that sword. Issei. So this sword will grow with me? Elise. Yes, and. She didn't finish when she heard someone approaching. Elise. Who's there? He said this while taking out a very beautiful sword. Then they both saw 2 people walking. They were Mark and Rosswise. Rosswise did not believe what he saw because next to him was someone he did not think he had seen in a long time. It was Issei. Mark. Calm down, Princess Elise, we didn't come to fight. Rosswise. Issei. Issei. Hello, Redeeds. Mark. So here you were, Security. Well, we came to ask you to come with us since we need you in the underworld. Issei. May I know why? Bluzo. It's none of your business. Issei. Be careful what you say, you bucking demon. Rosswise was surprised by the way Issei acted, as was Elise, but she remembered how Issei gets when he sees a demon. Mark. You better respect your superiors or you'll regret it. Issei. And what are you going to do? Hit me? Go ahead. Mark. I'll do something better. Mark watches as a girl approaches. It was Aika, so he throws a sphere at her, leaving her injured. Elise, how dare you? Rosswise, this was not planned, Mark. Mark. So what? They are inferior beings, we do what we want with them. Ellie was going to attack him, but she felt a very terrifying aura. It was Issei who gave off a purple aura, and then a purple light blinded everyone seeing where that aura was. Now it was dark blue fire, and from it a person could be seen. It was Issei in his solitude form, but he had something strange. It was that he had two purple rays coming out of his back. Issei. You will pay for that. Mark. Don't make me laugh, do you think you can tell? It didn't end when he was hit in the face by Issei, and then with a quick movement, he buried his hand in his chest, which hit a sphere of power, dropping the man to the brink of death. Rosswise was terrified, so she ran away, and then she saw Issei lunge to attack her, but he was stopped by Aika with a magic seal, but she was also in some pain. Rosswise couldn't see that as she escaped in a magic circle, believing that Issei was going to kill her. Aika shhhh, everything will be okay, Issei, just calm down. Issei returned to normal but fell unconscious because using that form in his phase 2 was exhausting. Issei Infintus Chapter 6. The aura of value a half. The boy was seen resting while being watched by a girl. It was Aika, who was sad because her boyfriend was suffering and he was becoming increasingly desperate. It seems that his mental state is not completely recovered. Aika. What will I do if this continues? I can't imagine what would happen to you if I wasn't around. Then he came close to her face and gently caressed her cheek. Aika. How I wish I could heal your heart. Then she kissed him to sleep deeply without realizing that Issei heard everything and he was thinking about how to get the third aura and looked at Aika sleeping like that. In the underworld. Surzich. Auden, why didn't you call? Azazel. True, what was it for? Auden. Well, it's good and bad news, and it's about Issei. Michael. Issei, did you find it? Auden. Yes and no. Surzich. What do you mean, yes or no? Answer, this is a serious topic. Auden. See, do you remember when we sent Rosswise and a Supreme Class demon to recruit a certain Aika Phalis and Erica Dragon? Azazel. Yes, and what's happening? Auden. It turns out that Issei was there. Surzich. Really? What happened to Ross? Auden. I'm afraid not, since that stupid demon thought he was so superior that he attacked the village they were in, and according to Rosswise, he saw something he never thought he would see. Michael. What is it about? Auden. Issei obtained a strange power and his appearance changed, and he killed the demon as if it were nothing and tried to attack Ross, but managed to escape in time. Azazel. You lie, Issei is not one of those who kill without reason, surely I have killed him for attacking the village. Auden. That's what I thought, but Ross told me that he laughed like a psychopath, as if he did it for fun or just out of boredom. Michael. So that means. Auden. Maybe Issei sees us as enemies because of that idiot. Surzich. We better not tell anyone anything, not Seraphol, not Penemu, not Gabriel, not Gryphew here. Gryphew loved Issei as if he were her little brother and she liked him to call her Gryphew when he saw him. Azazel. And what about your sister? Surzich. Don't even talk to me about her. She'll probably go to the village right away and make Issei angry. Michael. You're right. Auden. I agree with Surzich. Elsewhere. A silver-haired girl dressed as a maid is seen in a room, apparently she was crying. Gryphew. Issei sniff. How much I miss you. Issei sniff. I miss you calling me when he saw Maria's. You were the one to blame. If you weren't so spoiled, Issei wouldn't have left. Sniff. Issei, please, I hope you're okay wherever you are. Back with Issei. Greg. Partner, how do you think you get that aura? Issei. Not if. Greg was worried about Issei as he remembered something those two entities told him. Flashback. Ira. Listen to me, Dragon, you must take care of Issei. Greg. He can take care of himself. Solitude. No. Greg. Excuse me? Solitude. You see, he got my power so quickly, he didn't train himself mentally to be able to control me, and that's why we didn't fully merge. Greg. And what does it have? Ira. That he will die of loneliness. Then flashback. Greg. I'm not going to let you die, Issei, not until you show the Grimoires and everyone that you don't mess with a dragon. Issei woke up and saw Aika lying next to him. Issei. You look beautiful. I planted a kiss on her lips, making her wake up. Aika fufufu. Issei, I already told you that if you want that we will have to get married. Issei. How bad you are, my kitty. Time. Hey sis. But suddenly an explosion is heard. Aika. What was that? Issei. I don't know, but I feel like there are like 30. They both got dressed and went out seeing fallen angels and renegade demons in the air. Issei suddenly had an idea in his head. The Chaos Brigade. CAIDO5 haha look it's the Security and he's with that girl. BMON2. And just when we have to take you, thank you for giving it to us on a silver platter as compensation, we will kill you without pain. Issei. I want to see that. Brag Issei Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker Scale Male. Issei. I could go and tell the others to hide in the forest with the soldiers to defend them, I can do it alone. Aika. No, Issei, I won't leave you alone. Issei. Thanks to you I will never be alone again now go quickly. Aika retired by jumping thanks to a magic ribbon circle. FALLEN1. You won't escape. Before he could continue, Issei dealt him a devastating blow to the stomach and watched as he fell unconscious to the ground. Issei. Who's next? Issei Infintus CH7. The value aura 2 halves. About 5 minutes had passed in the fight, but it seemed like hours since Issei was unable to train properly because he fainted every time he used his power. Now Issei managed to eliminate 19 enemies, but there were still 11 left and he didn't have much strength left since he couldn't rest his body properly. Issei. Drake gasped tell me what is the probability that I gasp can get out of here. Drake. I'm afraid that 39% of you, my friend, were unable to train properly and your body weakened. Issei. Damn, I just hope Aika is okay. In the forest. Gentlemen. Miss Erica, all the hidden civilians are safe and sound. Erica. Well, I hope Aika is okay. Aika. I'm gasp here. Erica. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be with Issei? Aika. You know how overprotective he is. Brock. Aika, tell me, is everything okay? Where is Issei? Aika. Fighting those damn things. Erica. But I don't get enough rest, do you think that's okay? Aika. We talked about my Issei, he always manages to get out of everything. Brock. I just hope my friend is okay. Well with Issei. CAIDO9 hahaha we have you Security. BMON6. Haha and to think that you didn't recover at all hahaha. Issei no longer had his armor and did everything possible to not fall unconscious. BMON1. We will have fun with that Aika and Erica, we would like you to see how we grape them, but you will be dead hahaha. When he said that, in his mind to Ella were all the memories he had with Aika, how he met her, how he declared his love for her, and how her childish and tender attitude to Ella is to Ella. He also remembered something she told him. Flashback 1 month ago. Issei was under a cherry tree with the person who managed to heal his heart, Aika Phalis. Aika. Issei can you promise me something? Issei. Whatever my love. Aika. Promise me that you will never die and that you will always be by my side. Issei. I promise you, even if I have to give my body, I will do it. They both clashed their fists to signal that promise. Then flashback. Issei. Even if I have to give my body I will do it Aika I love you. When he said that a tear ran down his right eye, then that was when Issei was surrounded by a golden aura that blinded everyone when the light disappeared a completely different Issei was seen. His hair, where there was black, turned grey and where there was red, it turned blue. A golden fur surrounded his chest and arms. He also had red parts shaped like flames on his body and his eyes turned sea blue. FALLEN9 but. BEMON1 what? BEMON3 it's. CAIDO7. That. Issei. I can't forgive him. He then launched an attack with his sword on which ancient Japanese runes appeared and began to fight those who remained and all were wounded and some died. CAIDO9. What the buck are you? Issei. I am no. Drag we are. Issei Drag. The Red Dragon Emperor of Valor. And there I throw a sphere of power disintegrating it. In the forest. They all saw a golden light and saw someone walking towards them. Hey and IGHT3. Who are you? Issei. It's me. Time. Issei. Then he lunged at him, causing him to return to normal. Aika. I knew nothing would happen to you. Issei. I'm sorry my kitty. They both kissed each other full of love, some gentlemen applauded and others shouted. They grow so fast. Erica was happy that her friend was okay, but she was sad since she was in love with him, but she didn't know if Issei would accept her. 4 hours later. Issei was sleeping next to Aika happily. Issei's mind. He found himself walking again in a hallway and around him were the memories he lived in the supernatural, but there were also the moments he lived when he arrived here. Then I enter through a wooden door with metal touches. I see you've arrived. Issei. Who are you? Anger. He is the value of your third and last aura. Issei. So you were the one who had to wake up. Value. So is Issei. Solitude. Now your vital energy returns to normal thanks to courage. Issei. I see. Value. You may as well return. Issei. I have a question, since my new aura is the sword, will it have an effect on you? Value yes so it is. Issei. Okay, I just wanted to check that, well, bye. Anger. Goodbye. Solitude. Come back soon. Value. See you later. Then I woke up seeing that the sun was rising. Issei. Now I must train physically and mentally. I will ask Erika to train me with the sword and Aika with the pocket dimensions. Issei Infintus Cap 8. 10 years later. Prologue. A black-haired boy was seen in a somewhat old cabin, and in front of him there was a box in which a note was seen with a necklace and a jacket. That's right, it was Hai to Issei, but there was something strange in his eyes. In his eyes there was a symbol of infinity. Then he takes the note to read it and sheds a few tears. Note. Issei, I know I won't be with you forever, you have to move on. I know you're hurt more than you think, and that I won't be able to completely heal your wound, but to show you that even in death I will always be with you, I left you the necklace with which we sealed our love and a jacket. I hope you like it. I made it with all my love. I left some magic seals to help you at any time, and Issei, I love you, thank you for staying by my side. Aika, happy loving wife. Issei. Why does it have to be like this? Then he puts on his jacket along with his necklace and leaves the house to go to some graves and began to caress one with the name Aika Phalis. And he sees everything around him. It was a hell all destroyed and on fire, and a sword in front of him was Erika's sword. Then he takes it and puts it in a pocket dimension. Issei. Wielding the sword for the first time means you signal your deal to protect others. Then he started walking and there was a portal in front of him. Issei Infintus Chapter 9. Reunion. It was seen about 9 people sitting in the middle of a large room with a round table. They were the 4 mass of hell and the leaders of each faction, Yokai, Nordic, Demonic. Paul, Saint and Olympic. Surzich. Did they find it? Isaka. No, I'm sorry Surzich, but his scent ends in the middle of nowhere. It's like the earth had swallowed him. Auden. Where will the brat be? Azazel. As much as I hate to say it, we have to choose that he was kidnapped by the Kehos Brigade. Michael. But he hasn't died, I'm sure of that. Maybe they have him prisoner. What if we search the old Kehos Brigade bases? Maybe there's something that can tell us where Issei is. Ajuka. Michael, don't you see him? Issei is not here, the Kehos Brigade is back, and if he died, we don't know who the new Red Dragon Emperor is, so we can ask Drake for explanations. Zeus. Beelzebub is right, although I felt a powerful magic concentrated where they say that village was. But in that a dimensional gap opens revealing Office. Surzich. Oh Office-sama, why do we owe your visit? Office. I feel his presence. Isaka. Who is the Office-sama? Office of Issei the Dragon. That surprised everyone, so they concentrated and they could feel it was Issei's presence. Surzich. Let's go, hurry. At that everyone instantly opened magic circles and Office left through a dimensional gap. Forest. A purple portal was seen and from it came a person with a jacket and eyes with an infinity symbol. Issei. How much time passed? I think about 5 or 10 years. Issei. Do you think so, Dreg? Dreg. Yes, mate, look how this place has changed. Issei. You're right. And that he feels several presences and gets into a battle pose to then see that several magic circles and a dimensional gap appear. Issei. They're here, it took them a long time. Surzich. Who are you? Office. He is Issei. All. What? Issei surprise. Everyone looked at Issei's eyes and was impressed as they had an infinity symbol, apart from the fact that he was now taller and his hair became a little longer. Issei Infinitus Chapter 10. The memories of my promises haunt me. 7 years ago. A brown-haired boy was seen dodging the attacks his teacher was throwing at him, and it was none other than Erika, but Issei had one eye with the infinity symbol, and his teacher had slanted eyes like a dragon. Issei. Come on, just a little more, I can almost use it. Greg. Don't overexert yourself, Issei, remember that to use them you must always remain calm. I was talking to him from Issei's sword, that's right, friends, Lolicaneros, FBI, the black guy waiting for you in the bathroom. Dreg is now in Issei's sword which evolved later, I'll show you what the new sword would look like. Issei. The 6 dragons. At that Issei took a deep breath and opened his left eye so that he could later see in some puddles of water an infinity symbol. Dreg. Now. And that Issei dodges his teacher and kicks her in her knee, causing her to lose her balance and hit her in her forehead, sending her flying against some rocks. Erika. Not bad, Issei. Issei. Thanks, Erika. 5 hours later. A beautiful sunset was seen and 2 people were watching it on the roof of a house. Erika. Issei. Issei. Yes. Erika. Promise me that you will get the 2 eyes of infinity. Issei. You know I never break a promise. They said it by bumping their fists to seal that promise for all eternity. 2 years later. Sylvia. Hello, my name is Sylvia Fox and I am the Princess of Heaven. Thank you for protecting us from that beast. May I know your name? Dead monster. Issei. Issei hi to Issei. Sylvia. Thank you very much hi to Issei for helping us. Issei. And I promise I'll keep doing it. At that, they both bumped their fists to signal the promise. 1 year later. Issei, my time has come, promise me that you will protect the people from the beasts and free the priestesses. Issei. I promise to do it and never break the promise. At that, both of them bump their fists and end up hugging each other. At that, Rock disappears in a bright light, meaning that his life has run out. Issei. Goodbye my friend. At the moment. The chestnut tree was seen sleeping and suddenly woke up sweating too much. Issei. Because I couldn't keep all my promises, I'm scared I'm weak. At that, her eyes changed to those of loneliness, but these shone brighter. Issei Infinity Cap 11 Beast vs Dead Monster. 5 days before. Surzich. So that happened. Issei. Yes. Surzich. And tell me something, those eyes, do they have the ability to see destiny? Issei. Sharp me. Surzich. I see it as a very powerful but dangerous weapon at the same time. Issei. That's why nothing I said leaves this office, okay? Surzich. Of course, you can count on that. Issei. Thanks. Present. Azazel. Have you already discovered what or who has been killing renegade demons, humans, fallen ones and priests? Bajuka, not yet by misfortune. Surzich. Maybe Issei knows who it was since there is no magic presence. Then that everyone feels a powerful presence in the Kuo Academy and it was gigantic, surpassing a supreme class demon with ease. Kuo Academy. A strange being was seen which had eyes that were somewhat scary. It looked like a 2-meter humanoid dinosaur with red skin, spikes coming out of its arms and back, and some strange armor parts. Something tells me that the dead monster is here. Then those several magic circles appear. Surzich. Who is it? He froze as the appearance of that beast was fearsome. Oh great, something to eat, I was already hungry. He approached Surzich and caught him, he was going to take him to his mouth, but suddenly a scream was heard. Issei. Hey beast. Beast. But just look at that, releasing Surzich, the dead monster himself. I've heard a lot about you, I hope the things I've heard about you are true. Issei. We'll see about that. He said this while taking out a strange sword from his back. They both launched into an attack, well the supernaturals did not know what to say. Beast. Take this Imperial Fures. And that a wall of energy surrounds Issei and then explodes, leaving the supernaturals worried. Rias. Issei. Beast. Haha, that's the legendary dead monster that killed the beasts as if they were ants, haha. He couldn't finish when he was sent flying against the academy by Issei, who had fire surrounding him, but in his eyes, there was no longer the infinity symbol, no, now his eyes were black with emerald green pupils, and he had strange marks on his body and on his face. Issei. You better be serious, you could never scratch me if you say confident. Beast. Damn it. At that point he launched himself at attacking him at legendary speed. Beast. Surprised. This is my ability that allows me to move at a legendary speed, lol. Issei. Let's see if you can handle this. And that he launches to attack him, but a red aura surrounds him and his appearance changed. His eyes, he shone with an emerald green light, his hair was red with grey and white, on his back he had 2 rays as if they were wings, it was phase 2 of anger. Issei's mind. 2 people were seen looking at one that was a 3-meter tall beast with red hair, a marked torso, strange marks and demon wings in the middle of a magic circle. But something was noticeable, the person with black hair had fallen angel wings, but these were blacker than normal, and the one with golden hair had 6 wings, 3 on each side, and these seemed to be made of gold. Value. Do you think it's okay for him to use anger mode? Solid. As long as he does not use phase 3, Issei will have total control of his body, and you know that this beast has no chance against Issei in his rage mode. Valor. Wow, since that happened in Monru, Ira became stronger just like you. Solid. But anger is far beyond me, he reached phase 2 and 3 faster than us, well that you. Value. Haha yes. Out of mind. The beast was seen fighting Issei, but it didn't seem to do anything to him or get tired, instead for the beast it was the opposite. Issei hits him with his fist covered in fire and then creates a sphere of fire which suddenly grew by throwing it at him, but it doubled, receiving a double impact, so that later Issei begins to fill it with blows and launch another fire attack at him, and with a circle of speed he launched himself against him, piercing him with his fist and throwing him against the ground, and then Issei does the same thing again but more powerfully, leaving him on the verge of death, in which Issei returns to normal without any sign of fatigue. Beast. And it can't be, this was the power of the beast that fights on both sides, haha. Issei. Don't compare me with you or them, I fight for my freedom and that of the souls unjustly condemned. Beast. Haha, the rumors were true after all. Issei. Let me ask you something. Beast. Of course it's your reward for defeating me, haha. Issei. What happened to Caliburn and what happened to the princesses? Beast. Caliburn, the sword of wishes, huh? Well, it seems that he found a bearer and already has his armor, but it is somewhat weak. And the princesses, huh? Princess Sylvia, I don't know, disappeared a week after you finished off the metal beast because she disappeared. Princess Wolfist is looking for a way to get here. Princess Briss is devastated and she is now missing too, but Princess Fox is here. Issei. What? The Fox Princess. What? Beast. I do an apostrophe T know when I got here I felt her energy, but I let it pass since the Fox Princess is the weakest in hand-to-hand combat. Issei. I see, thanks. Beast. You're welcome. At that point it began to shine and then disappeared, implying that he died. Issei. So the little Fox Princess is here. I must find her quickly and protect her from the renegade demons and perhaps another beast, but how did they get here? Greg. Maybe it was someone who stole a sapphire spell. Remember that he said that someone stole his spell book while he was resting. For those who already know Shadow Infinitus, here Sapphire will not be bad, and Briss's parents did not die because of between, but because of a beast that I will show you later. Issei. It's a possibility. Issei Infinitus Chap 12 No, forgive yourself. 2 years ago, Monru World. The wounded brown-haired boy was seen in front of an Arenda creature that had a strange cloud where its eyes would be, fangs, white hair, its chest was shaped like a spider's face, but it had 6 eye sockets with the infinity sign, and it was about 2 meters tall. In front of him there was a brown-haired boy crying, holding the dying body of Ika Phalis. Issei. Please sniff love, don't die. I will get you out of here and we will live with a beautiful girl. You swore it to me, I swore it to you. Ika. There's no time escape with Briss, you're special, that's why you can't die here. You know I always thought I would die alone, without someone to show me love, but you came. Coughs blood. You showed me that even if the world is against you, you should always smile. Thank you love for always staying by my side. No thank you hi to Issei for being my soulmate. Our souls will always be united. Issei. No please don't go, don't leave me alone. Sniff please. Ika. Issei goodbye, at the end of your path we will see each other, goodbye. Then he disappeared in a flash of blue light. Somewhere else. The pink-haired woman wearing sorceress clothing with a hat and purple suspenders, her breasts and abdomen, were covered by a white cloth that was asleep on a kind of bar so that she would suddenly wake up and have a serious look. I'm sorry kid, but that's how fate is. Back with Issei. He was in shock while a pink-haired woman was crying, but in her eyes there was a heart sign and a golden tiara with pink gems. She also pointed her hand towards where Issei was so that he would react and move his arms. He began to shed more tears. Issei. Why should it be like this? He said this and then let out a cry of pain and sadness, but that cry was changed like that of an angry beast. His eyes changed as a red aura surrounded him. In his mind were the memories of him and Ika kissing, but they turned red, but suddenly the moment crossed his mind when he saw the Gremory clan kissing those boys that filled him with a more uncontrollable anger. Issei. Ah. When the aura disappeared, a person was seen, with red hair, white and gray, 2 rays. Like wings and a terrifying aura. Issei had already lost control. This is more or less how the scene would look like. Issei Infinite Chapter 13. Phoenix vs Dead Monster. It had been about a week since Issei defeated that beast, and he has been looking for Princess Sylvia, since she only uses magic to attack and is not that expert at it, which is why she is defenseless, but of course he was avoiding the Gremories who have been following him because of a Nekomata, but he always avoids them. Present. Issei. Damn, I've already searched all over Japan, and I haven't been able to find her size. How I miss you Ika. If it hadn't been for me, you and Emilia would still be alive. I remember 3 years ago. You could see a war zone with several beasts that seemed to be made of lava, plants, trees, stones, etc. They were fighting against knights, but the knights could do almost nothing against them, but you could see 4 people. Issei. Briss, are you ready? Briss. Of course, silly, I'll show you that I'm strong and then we'll have a date. Ika. It's okay. Issei. God, when this is over I'll hit you hard, okay? Ika. Oh. Blushes completely. Emilia. Enough talk, it's time for the fight. Be high. The fight seemed to have no end, but Issei and Ika were able to eliminate many weak beasts, while Emilia and Briss weakened the strongest beasts so that the knights and the couple eliminated them until none remained. Issei. This fight was very lively. All the warriors who died here will be remembered as heroes, except for the idiot who committed suicide before the fight began. Soldiers. We all agree with you. Briss. Don't you think you should keep your word and make us yours now? Ika. Briss is right. Emilia. I ask to be the first. Issei. I think I will die as every man deserves. Soldier 1. The male. End of memory. Issei. I still remember how I almost died on that legendary night. I just need to eliminate that beast that can revive people. So here you were, old friend. Issei. What a surprise you see here, Razor. Razor. Haha, hey, I wanted to tell you how was a fight. Issei. Do you think you can keep up with me? Razor. We'll see, but what about the underworld? Issei. I agree. 40 minutes later. Razor and Issei would be seen in a coliseum with thousands of demons, angels and fallen ones who would witness a very lively battle. VIP zone. Surzich. I can't believe Issei is facing Razor. Gabriel. I hope Issei-kun turns out well. Michael. Calm down, Gabriel. Issei will be fine. You know, I'm surprised to see the stadium so full that there are even people watching it on television. Surzich. I'm not surprised. Razor trained so hard that now he can beat Tannen, and with all his power I can't even imagine it. Azazel. And the current Securiety, op-eyed dragon and hero of the factions will be a legendary battle. On the battlefield. Issei. Alright, are you ready? Razor. I should ask you that myself. At that point, both of them launched into the attack, clashing their fists creating a gigantic cloud of dust. When it faded away, both warriors could be seen looking directly at each other. Razor. Aren't you going to use boosted gear? Issei. I don't need to rely on a weapon to fight you. Razor. Hahaha, I like it like that, let's get started. Razor took out his wings of fire and launched himself directly at Issei while he closed his eyes. Issei. Razor hit him square in the face, sending him flying. To give you an idea, Razor is at 70%, which is the same as the rare-shaped beast in chapter 22 of Shadow Infinitus, and Issei. By not entering an aura, he will have the power of all the beasts from the north, south, east and west. I think that's what they were called. Razor. What happened? Is that all your power? Issei. Don't trust yourself. Issei was behind him with his sword drawn, giving him a deep cut in the back, along with a kick that sent him flying. Razor. Haha, this is a very good fight, I'll go for real. At that, Razor began to release more power. Issei. So this is your 100%. Very well, I'll go too, seriously, Michael. Michael. Huh. Issei. Forgive me for this, drag. Drag right away, companion. When he said that they were impressed because Issei's sword spoke like drag, but they were even more impressed when a golden aura surrounded him, emitting a holy aura. When that aura disappeared, Issei looked completely different. His hair was blonde with red and blue details. His eyes were navy blue, and his sword changed, it had ancient Japanese runes, but what was most noticeable were 3 pairs of golden wings like pure gold. Issei. Then I'll go too. Razor, and it can't be. Razor trembled as that power was 1,000 times greater than his own, but it was holy power and it was too much. In the VIP room. Surzich had fainted from the enormous amount of holy power and the enormous pressure. Michael. Golden wings. Gabriel, and it can't be, that means that. Michael. That's right, he's father's successor. Azazel. Wow, that boy surprises me more and more each time. Auden. I don't think so. Isaka. This boy always surprises me. Back on the battlefield. Issei disappeared and appeared behind Razor a few meters away from him, with his sword extended to one side. Issei. This fight is over. When he said this, Razor fell unconscious with a cut on his chest. In the mountains near Kuo. This power is undoubtedly his. I can finally find you, dead monster. Somewhere in Japan. So my son-in-law is already calling attention. Oh my dear son-in-law, I'm sorry for everything you've suffered. I promise to take care of him so that the power I gave him that time doesn't control him. Advance course 14. Kill you. Iraqi Place was seen with a pink-haired girl in front of Riaz, with her Della entourage Della in front of Issei, but he looked in disbelief at this. What if I remind you of one of your fears? At that, Rainer appeared behind him. Rainer. My beloved has returned, he. But Issei and Amuda. Issei. If you think that would have an effect on me, you are very wrong. How about this? Then another scene appeared in which he was laughing and the girls who swore to love him with their ex-partners. Issei. No, you are really wrong to make me remember something as stupid as your summoning. Then that he kicks a strange 3-meter creature with a bull's head and a human body, but it had like a spike armor on some parts of the body which disappears, and a 2-meter appears being with a colossal armor. So what about this? Then that the creature takes another appearance that Issei hated and appeared in her nightmares. Issei. You. Ludokahaha, see you any hell. At that, a purple aura appeared that covered Issei's entire body, and when it disappeared, you could see that Issei had black and yellow hair, lightning all over his body, terrifying eyes, but you could notice more 2 black wings like the night itself coming out of his back from him. Issei, I will kill you once and for all. MJ hahaha. Soon. Chapter 15 Preview. You could see a blonde-haired man walking somewhat tired carrying a sword on his back, stored in a kind of cover. Someone remind me what those things to store swords were called, decorated with jewels and some gold parts. Wow, this time it really cost us a lot to defeat that beast, don't you think so, Caliburn? Caliburn? Yeah, mate, but I can't wait to see those two bathing. You don't change. Caliburn. Hey Saji, I have to warn you about something. Saji. And what is it? Caliburn. The dead monster is in this world and is becoming more powerful. If we continue at this rate we will achieve nothing. Saji. And what do you propose? Caliburn. Do you remember when I told you about the elemental rings and that there are other ones? Saji. Oh yes, why? Caliburn. There is one in this world, I recommend you find it quickly, your confrontation against the dead monster is getting closer and closer. The dead monster? A somewhat cute voice could be heard. It seemed like if a hyperactive girl was calling you after eating 6 bags of candy. The young man, although by his appearance he seemed more like a man now, turned around slightly to show that in his deep red eyes, there were 2 golden infinity symbols. When he turned around he saw a very small girl, maybe 1.65 or less, that was the height he thought she had, who was dressed in a very cute way, a panda hat adorning her head, a dress not so formal, but it made her look cuter, who was running desperately towards him. And you are? I am. A huge creature, at least 4 meters tall, with some white hair coming out of its head, red lips along with some fangs, a strange pink smoke covering its eyes, or so it seemed, since on its chest, there was a strange spider-like head shape, with 6 eyes which were between gold and crimson, with a golden infinity symbol in each one. Black crow-like wings and to finish off some somewhat thin arms and legs, brown and dark yellow in color, a strange black fur adorning his shoulders and forearms, he walked slowly through what appeared to be the throne room of a medieval castle. Until. Father. Several voices were heard at the same time, the creature stopped and behind it appeared 4 subjects that were not at all human, one was a kind of giant red crocodile with very large arms, another looked like a purple bird with purple claws, the other was a blonde girl, with a black vest and a white tank top, and the last one seemed to be a humanoid being, with a large green tail. The only thing those 4 had in common were their eyes, which were golden with slanted pupils, although the pupil was so thin that it was barely noticeable. Do we know where the dead monster is? At that moment the creature looked at the ceiling, as if remembering something. See you in the hell. It was the only thing he said, to continue walking, slowly. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching, if you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day, bye.